What are some telltale signs you notice in couples that make you think their relationship won't last? When one of them is conscientious/attuned to their partner, and the other partner is oblivious. One person says, "Hey, I'm headed to the grocery store, do we need anything/do you want anything?" and their partner is the type that would get takeout on the way home but only for themselves. The very first night living with my future ex-husband, I got home from work after him. He had picked up takeout for himself only. I was an idiot. That was just the start. I'm in this picture and I don't like it. Edit. I'm the person always asking if my partner needs stuff from the store or picks them up food if I stop for a quick snack. My partner does not. Edit 2, y'all, I appreciate the words of help and encouragement. I'm a little concerned that you all assume I'm a woman because someone is being so nasty to me. I'm a grown man. What makes me sad is this story is so common for women. You didn't think I was anyone but that. I hope we can all read this and recognize that both men and women go through nasty things perpetrated by the same or opposite gender orientation and help one another when we are in need. Women can be bad. Men can be bad. We can all be bad. Similar but not as bad. My girlfriend is never hungry until I start making food for myself, then she suddenly wants enough for two. If I ask if she wants to go to a restaurant, she says she'll have a drink or snack off mine, then ends up ordering and eating more than I do. It extends to me asking if she needs anything from the grocery store. At worst, it results in an unnecessary trip the next day. I'm 100% sure this was the start of the demise of my relationship with my ex. It just seemed like he never thought of me and wasn't interested in trying. Making breakfast, I'd butter his toast the second it popped so the butter would melt, but he'd walk away from the toaster and leave mine to get cold. I paid attention to what he was interested in and tried to learn more. He couldn't have acted less interested in what I liked. I tried to take him to things I thought we'd both like and he was buried in his phone all night. I have dozens of examples of the tiny wounds that made me realize how much I wanted a partner that didn't make me beg for scraps. Only when I was on the verge of leaving did he start trying, but he'd jokingly make a big show of it, and that was an insult in and of itself. He could have tried all along, he just didn't, but by that point I wasn't even interested in the relationship being saved. I was done. I very briefly, not briefly enough, dated someone who almost went out of his way to show me how little effort he was going to invest in the relationship. I mentioned to him once that I love flowers and it would mean so much to me if he brought me even a $7 bunch of tulips from the grocery store. He wouldn't, because he had given other women flowers before and the relationships ended. What? I don't know. I went to his house one time and there was a still wrapped bunch of grocery store flowers in a water glass on his counter and I briefly, naively thought they might be for me. Nope. He needed a pick-me-up so he bought them for himself, and weren't they pretty? They don't have fun together. If your partner doesn't fill your battery, I find it trickles into other areas of their relationship. Especially having kids. Husband and I have been together 23 years, married 15 of those and didn't have our daughter until we had already been together for 18 years. It's an insane shift, but we still try to connect by having whatever fun we can together. For us it's video games. Be silly. If you can't be silly and drop your guard around the person you are with, it will fail. Not doing the little things for them in private. It's all about the small things, filling their water, picking up their favorite treat after a hard day, getting their video game chair set up so they can relax, or just knowing when to leave each other alone. It really should be the two of you against the world. Not competition, not keeping score. This is it exactly. I generally don't enjoy being around people. They drain me. My wife is the only person in the world that is the exact opposite. I never get tired of her. Before I would spend months at a time in complete isolation from people. Just get away completely. Now? It's been 5 years since I met her and 3 since we married. I haven't spent a single night away from her in 3 years. Not once have I ever had the need or urge to be alone. She is everything to me and I am just so happy to be there with her. We had a bit of a health scare this week with her. Nothing major, just had to spend a night in the ER to be looked at. We got her home the next day and I don't know what came over me, but I guess the realization that she was okay hit me and I just sobbed openly. Full on ugly cried. Really hit me how much I love her. Contempt is the #1 predictor of divorce. So, if you see that, it's probably over. Contempt. If they even periodically express contempt for one another, they are doomed. Contempt is a whole different level beyond petty squabbles and even knockdown drag-outs. Contempt is a very pointed disdain, and it says that on a fundamental level have stopped liking your partner. Contempt inches towards character assassination. As in, this person sucks, they aren't good enough, they would be a terrible parent, etc., basically picking all the negative things and attaching them to the person. Resentment usually revolves around a certain set of actions that caused intense emotions such as bitterness and/or anger. Resentment is very loaded emotions-wise. Usually when one person holds strong negative feelings about something and doesn't speak up, then resentment builds. Resentment is something that's a cascade. The reason some people link them because resentment, if left unchecked, can evolve into contempt. When one spouse absolutely cannot stand to be in the same room or area as their spouse and their existence is an annoyance or bother. Everything is countered, can't let them talk without correcting them. Edit, thanks for my first award. When they rant to friends/family about every little disagreement. Big fights where you need support, sure, but petty arguments where you're just trying to get someone on your side? Makes everyone in your life dislike you so. Constantly posting about each other online and constant gift giving and then posting that online. Like, I know y'all are being performative. Then they repost the tag story saying, "Aw babe." Edit, thanks for the award. When one partner is very selfless and considerate, but the other is fiercely independent and selfish. The selfish one usually says something along the lines of, "We both live our own lives, which is great. What selfless chooses to do is up to them. It's great that selfless is so happy to be themselves, but you can't help but think they could be getting more." Most of the couples I know like this have ended because the selfless one realizes they actually want more in life. When they go on and on about how all relationships are work and it takes work to have a successful relationship and you really need to work at your relationship, and did I mention that relationships take work and you really need to work at it because relationships are hard work? Yes, all relationships require some level of work/effort, even friendships, but it shouldn't feel like a miserable slog day in and day out to be with your partner. People who keep talking about the work either don't realize or refuse to accept that they are incompatible. When they are really dependent on each other. If partner A doesn't text back for an hour, it ruins partner B's day. They cannot function without each other as adults. Their mood solely relies on the perceived partner's behaviors. When people are like this, they end up isolating themselves from other people and envelop themselves in a cocoon that could blow up at any minute. It's just a disaster. One of my besties. She told me a lot. Lol. The main thing was their sexual incompatibility. She had a high drive. He did not. They lasted 6 months. I tried to tell her that compatibility is a big part of what makes a relationship successful long term. Not all, but definitely a weight to consider. She said she could deal with it. She could not long term, so they broke up, but happy ending for her, because she met her husband about 1 year after that and I never heard a peep that something was not happening, haha. Married now 3 years with baby girl on the way. She is happy, I'm happy. When one has to seize control of the finances because the other can, will, or has spent them into debt. It's never not funny to me that my friend controls all his wife's credit cards because she buy most of Temu if he doesn't have control of them. Also, when one had to actively monitor the other's phone use. Or gets petty and jealous of their friend for helping their spouse decorate for a Halloween party. Even though they were also there at the time but sat on the couch doom scrolling and giggling at TikTok. Might be controversial to say, but someone that just doesn't want to be around their partner or talk to them in general. I understand some people enjoy silence and need their own space. But when I see someone leaving a room to hang out or eat without their partner and don't invite them or even ask if they want to join, that relationship never lasts. Or you have the opportunity to see your partner, but you decline and say, "I just saw them earlier yesterday, do you even like them?" Most of the time the answer is no, you don't actually like them. When they both stop talking to anyone outside of their relationship and only talk when it's about relationship problems, like life doesn't exist away from their partner unless they're in an argument.